Hi, it's Tammy, NZ Gastric Sleeve. I'm coming to you with my month 5 or a week 22 post-op update. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on the 21st of May 2014 at Wellington Public Hospital with specialist Mr. Simon Ban. So let's get into the numbers. So this will be a monthly update as well as a weekly update. Hopefully it won't be too long, but there is a couple of things that I do want to talk about in this update. So let's go for the month first. So on the 21st of September, I was weighing in at 82 kilos. Actually, let's go back. Start of my pre-op things with the dietitian, the start of the journey was 113.6 kilos. Start of my pre-op diet, I was 108.9 kilos, and surgery, day of surgery, I was 103.9. On the 21st of September, or month 4, I was 82 kilos, or 180.8 pounds. On Tuesday, which was my monthly update, it's Thursday today, but Tuesday with my month, I weighed in at 80.4 kilos or 177.3 pounds. So that's a loss for the month of 1.6 kilos or 3.5 pounds. And for the week, so last week I weighed in at 80.5 kilos or 177.5 pounds. And that week was a 1 kilo loss or a 2.2 pound loss. So I wasn't expecting a great deal this week, but on Wednesday, you can see from Tuesday's weigh-in that was only 100 grams down for the first 6 days. I lost another 100 grams, so I was 80.3 on Wednesday. So it's 200 grams for the week or 5 ounces. It's better than a gain, but it's still not a lot. But as I just said, after a 1 kilo loss for the week, I'm not surprised that I didn't have a great loss. It's also Shark Week this week, so these things go in cycles, and when I keep looking at my losses over the weeks, I seem to have a really good loss, and then a really low loss, and then a medium-sized loss, and then another really low loss, if not like really low, and then I'm back to a big loss. So by this pattern, I should have a medium-sized loss next week. Yeah, so I mean, we'll see. I'm still going down, but 1.6 kilos for the month, I was really disappointed. It completely throws me off track for the hope of getting to 70 by Christmas. It's now looking like it'll be more like if I get to 75, it'll be a miracle. My BMI is still 75 is where I need to get to overweight. So yeah, my BMI is still 31.8. So I'm still in the obese category and have a few kilos before I get into the overweight category. I have found struggling with eating a bit more difficult. Not what I'm eating, but just the constant need, like this being Shark Week has made it a whole lot difficult, but when I am hungry, I tend to, it's probably more head hunger, but when I feel that I need to eat, that tends to carry on for the day. It's not just something that's, okay, I've satisfied that, I can move on. Yeah, so I have struggled with that a little bit. I'm off to see my dietitian next Wednesday, so I'm hoping that she might be able to help with some of that. I really just need to completely peg it back, and really thinking about doing a full-on pouch test to kind of peg those things back. Doesn't help that there's food always around me at work. Today we had a team planning session, and so there was food, and the organisers had done a really good job at, I just tell them I want low carb and usually it's fine. And so I think I had a fruit platter this morning for morning tea, and I had like some salad and a little chicken skewer and some zucchini, like some sauteed zucchini that had been cut like spaghetti. It was beautiful. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it still felt like I was eating and eating and eating. So I had a little food baby. But in saying that, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you would have seen that I put up my comparison shots for month 5, and you can see from my weight that I really needed those comparison shots, because looking back, I've come a long way. I mean, even within that month, it might only be a 1.6 kilo loss, but I'm feeling it in other things. With my measurements, the only measurement that I actually lost for the month was my waist, and I lost 3 centimetres off my waist. So that's over an inch. So while it's the only area I lost in, measurements in, they're reasonably significant. I can also start to see my collarbones that are popping up a little bit more frequently. And clothes are just fitting a little bit better. These jeans I'm in today are a size 12, just jeans. First 12 jeans I've got into. I've had some skirts, but yeah, size 12, so not doing too badly. My little foo baby's still there a little bit, but so I'm choosing to look at the positives for this month. Now, I definitely think one of the things that has impacted on that is tomorrow is my last workout in my first 8 weeks block of my team training sessions. So they're high intensity interval training. So throughout that time, I've probably lost no more than 4 kilos in 8 weeks. But I've definitely noticed definition, tone. I'm starting to feel some definition on my stomach. I mean, I've still got the excess skin, but you can see the difference between the excess skin and where I'm actually getting actual definition in the muscles underneath. So that's really exciting, and I want to focus on that rather than what the scale says. I think, was it Melissa, Missy, who was it? Someone put up today, in the last couple of days, around not weighing for November. I'm not sure whether I can actually do that. Well, my head doing that, but it's something I'd like to try. I just don't know. After a month of only losing 1.6 kilos, I'm loath to put the scales away, but maybe I need to. Maybe I might put the scales away between December and January, definitely, because that might be a bit of a issue, but not too sure on that. The other, I suppose, exciting thing is next weekend. So not this weekend. This weekend's Labour weekend, so it's a long weekend. But next weekend, I'm heading down to Invercargill, which is actually where my family's from. So I'm heading down for 2 reasons. I'm heading down for my dad's 65th birthday, which means he qualifies for super. But also the same weekend, what a coincidence, the New Zealand Weight Loss Surgery Association or Trust is running a conference in Invercargill, so I'm going to that as well. So it will be interesting to kind of see what local networking and that is there. Really gutted I didn't get to Wonder Sleeves Down Under, but be interesting to see what New Zealand has to offer. From what I've heard, the numbers aren't terribly great, but they haven't actually said specifics, so I don't know whether numbers aren't terribly great means that they'll be in the maybe only a dozen, or whether there'll be 50, or I'm not exactly sure how many people will be there, but So yeah, that's what's kind of going on for me next weekend, which will be quite exciting. Other than that, so hair loss. I have had quite a lot of hair loss in my crown area. So all this, and I've actually got a little bit of new growth kind of happening in that space. Because I had a lot of hair to start with, it hasn't been terribly noticeable. And the reason I've got a lot of hair to start with is I had alopecia as a teenager, so I've had multiple steroid injections into my scalp over the years to generate growth. So it'll be interesting to see whether that comes back or whether I end up with this more thinner than I'm used to kind of hair. So that'll be interesting. I'm still definitely losing it at a rate, not at the same rate as what I was probably a month ago, but it is still a problem. But what I have noticed is vitamin wise, so I have been taking since probably 6-8 weeks. So up until the initial phase I was just taking a multivitamin and some calcium. Now I'm not even taking calcium because I get enough in my day, but I'm now on a daily basis. I take my multivitamin, I take iron because my iron was low at 3 months. I'll see what it is next month as to what I need to do there. I take some biotin, I take some B12 because my B12 was marginal, and I take some silicea. Now, of course, biotin and silicea have got a similar sort of property to it. But since starting to take those, my hair growth, as in my length, has skyrocketed. Because this piece of hair here, when it was cut 4 weeks ago, it was here. So in 4 weeks, I've got a good 2 inches of growth. So I'm definitely noticing that with taking those vitamins, there's nothing I'm putting in my hair, but taking those vitamins has increased the speed of my actual hair growth. So that's interesting. And it'll be interesting. I'm missing having my long hair because I'm used to having it kind of down to my boobs. So I'm missing having my longer hair, but we'll see. I don't know whether I'll get it chopped shorter before Christmas or whether, I don't know. Interesting. Looking forward to summer and my collarbones. So it is spring here at the moment. Things are starting to get a little bit warmer. It's still very up and down though. We've had quite a bit of rain, as we do in New Zealand in spring. But yeah, so like Wednesday, even though I had done my workout at the gym in the morning, I came home and I went for almost an 8k walk last night, which is why I didn't do the video last night when I should have, before the sun went down, and that was awesome. My body was feeling it this morning because my workout in the morning was a very much core based one, so I woke up this morning with my groin being in pain from my walk and my abs being in pain from all the planks that I had to do yesterday morning. So that'll be interesting. So tomorrow is my end of kind of workout, or that 8-week block weigh in and measure. So that'll be interesting to see what their measurements say about me. I mean, my measurements for the period show a 4 centimetre lost off my waist, 2 off my hips, 2.5 off my hips, 2 off my bust, 2 off my under bust, and not a lot of movement in 2 centimetres off my thighs, but not a lot of movement elsewhere. So it'll be interesting to see what the trainer's measurements were, because they were bigger than mine to start with. So that will be interesting. I think that's got all I've got to share today. Yeah, counting down to summer, counting down to being 6 months, not counting down to the weight loss slowing any more than this. I mean, from month 4 to 5, I didn't expect it to be 1.6 kilos. I mean, I expected that to be a really good week, not a month at this stage. I didn't think to be having those sort of monthly losses until at least after 9 months. So I'm just not sure whether, but with doing the workouts, I know I'm building muscle. My next body composition, which won't be until I think it's the day after my 6 months, so you probably won't get my 6 month update right on time because I'll wait until I've got that back. But that'll be interesting. That'll definitely be interesting. I'm definitely seeing the changes in my body. Look, collarbones. Super excited about the collarbones. And even my rings I've had to take off again. I did have my engagement ring on this finger at one stage, but even that's gotten too big. I went to La Visa and just bought a really cheap kind of $30 set, but even that is getting big. So, I mean, I'm seeing it in my body, and that's, I suppose, really what matters. So, yeah. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.